Hello, people. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is time. It's game time. It's Saturday, the 14th of August, and of course, the Mighty Whites take on Manchester United at Old Trafford today. Half 12, by the way. Guys, I know I've been promised I've been doing a watch along for a long time. However, I'm going to be appearing on the Don Robbie YouTube channel on their live watch along with Don Robbie, another presenter, and of course a Manchester United fan and myself. So I won't actually be doing a watch along for the game. There'll be plenty of watch alongs available from a Leeds United perspective. I know All Leeds TV, KG, and maybe Connor's doing one as well. So make sure you check them out. However, if you want to follow me, which I'd like you to do, of course, then the link is in the description for the Don Robbie YouTube channel. We'll be going live, I think, at about 11:30. If you want to join me over on that channel, show your support as well. Some big numbers will be over there as well. So I'm really excited to be given that opportunity. So while you're watching this, I'll be on the train to London, man. So, yeah, we're making moves, people. We're making moves. But before we get into today's video, as always, smash a like on the stream, subscribe, comment, and get that notification bell smashed. And let's get into it. And this is the moment when I take a stand. What better place to start than, of course, the Manchester United game? We'll start with that first of all. I did do a live preview show with myself, Rob, Luke from Ought to Know Better podcast, and of course the Leeds YouTube GOAT, Lewis Dayton, LUFC Lewis was better known. That's live now on the channel. You can see it. It's at the top there. So please do check that out as well if you haven't already. If you didn't join us live, I'm hoping that you did. But if you didn't, make sure you check that out. And I've done an opposition preview as well. So get all your Manchester United content locked in. But yeah, we're hearing from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer yesterday. He confirmed that Jadon Sancho will definitely be involved in the game against Leeds United. Of course, that puts the shits up here a little bit because he's a fantastic player. Will he start? I guess we'll see in a couple of hours' time. I prefer him not to, if I'm being totally honest. I'd rather a Dan James, Mason Greenwood than a Jadon Sancho, because he'll be chomping at the bit to get his season off to a great start against Manchester, against Leeds United at home, again, with all their fans in the stadium. But he is going to play a part. He did say, I can't tell you if he's going to start. One player that isn't is, of course, Varane. Rafael Varane, still yet to be properly confirmed. It's still not concluded. So it's 100% done, but it's not being confirmed. So he's not going to turn up. There was a little part of me thinking I wouldn't have minded him, because I get he's won all these Champions Leagues and he's better than Lindelof, but it's a tough game to come into his Leeds United. Regardless of what they think of us, we know how good we are from the start under Bielsa'S, and I expect more of the same. I gave my prediction last night, but I'm feeling a 2-1 Leeds United win, Thorp and Shackleton are both in full training and could be fit. And, of course, Calvin Phillips as well is going to be in the mix. Hopefully he starts. I'd love to see Junior Thorp get the nod at left back as well and move Dallas into midfield alongside Matheus Click ideally, but it'll probably be Rodrigo. We'll have to wait and see. But Rodrigo, we're expecting big things. We're expecting big things this season, aren't we? But look, remember, Don Robbie YouTube channel. Join me for that a little bit later on when that game kicks off. Big shout for Rafinha as well, just while we're on Leeds United and the current squad. Rafinha finally, and deservedly so, got his call up to the Brazilian national team. I see my good friend Lewis actually tweet out that Neymar will have the opportunity to play with the best winger he's ever played with during international selection, and who can forget he's lining up with Messi, should I say. That was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I did really like that. Of course, as well, as I brought you news yesterday, it was confirmed today that Ilya Meslier has signed a new 5-year deal, keeping him at the club till the summer of 2026. It's all about protecting them assets. He might not even be here till then, to be honest, because I think he's that good of a prospect that he may move elsewhere. But we signed him on a new deal till 2026. Well deserved. He said, I am proud to sign an extended contract with this incredible club. Thank you to all the staff, the players, and the fans that have helped me so far. And he says, we are Leeds, in big, bold, capital letters. So big shout out Meslier for that. We're now going to move on to a little bit of chat about Lewis O'Brien and, of course, Phil here, the Oracle, who spoke again and did a bit of a Q&A on The Athletic. I am a subscriber to The Athletic, so, of course, I got to see some of that, and I'm going to share with you some of the key points. There's some juicy information in there for us Leeds United fans to get our teeth into. I've been in touch with Phil as well, and hopefully we'll be making an appearance on the Daily Leeds in the not-too-distant future, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But we'll start with man of the moment, the one that seems to be number one target right now is, of course, Lewis O'Brien. He apparently has told Huddersfield Town now, I want to leave. He said, I want to leave and I want to go join Leeds United. Of course, the Terriers confirmed on Thursday evening that they'd had 2 bids for him and they were both rejected. It remains to be seen if both or either were from Leeds or Crystal Palace. We know that Crystal Palace now are knocking on the door as well. But there is a host of Premier League clubs that have been linked to Newcastle, I think Watford as well for a period of time. But it looks like he wants that move to Leeds. Will he put in a transfer request? It'd be interesting to see. We're going to talk a little bit more on Lewis O'Brien as well, because Phil here was asked a specific question and his answer was, okay, let's nail this one straight away. Leeds like him, Bielsa likes him, and they've been tracking him actively since Conor Gallagher went to Palace. I didn't say that. Phil said it for those that told me I need to get over it. But he says their valuation and Huddersfield's valuation are still not in line. Huddersfield want about 8 million at least. You know, we maybe up to 10. We were told 10. 8 million at least seems a bit of a compromise. And they think they might get it. If not from Leeds, maybe elsewhere. Maybe the Crystal Palace thing's a way to get Leeds moving. You just don't know, do you? Leeds think that that's over the odds, you know, in terms of that 8 million, and haven't gone in with a bid at that level yet. We were told between 2 and 3 million. Maybe there was another bit of a player plus cash swap deal. I don't know, but there's been 2 bids rejected. Phil said, so as we speak, it hasn't made progress. You know, Angus told us that it seems it's just Leeds have gone away for the week, as it were, and said, nah, that's us, playing a bit of hardball. But like Phil said, there is still time left in the window, and you will see things change all the time at this point of the summer. I would assume that the move in the Premier League must appeal to Lewis O'Brien. Of course it does. Of course it does. And apparently he wants that move. So there's a big update on Lewis O'Brien for you. He was then asked, you know, about the rumours of Crystal Palace hijacking the O'Brien deal. And then also on that question was said, and are we in for Ryan Kent or Noah Lang still? Cheers, bud. He said, look, Palace were mentioned to me yesterday as a club who like O'Brien. He says there could possibly something in that, or they might not be. It might just be a way to twist Leeds' arm, which does happen. He went on to say, Orta likes Lang, but the fact they haven't moved on him makes me wonder if Bielsa prefers others. He likes Kent, we know that, and Dan James, but still no firm movement on a winger. So it's quite interesting to hear that, because I know Leeds United fans, they want Cunha. We'll speak on that a little bit later on. They want Noah Lang. People just look at Ryan Kent and Dan James and for some reason just think they're no good. They're no good. But Bielsa clearly prefers that. And Phil here sort of confirming, well, he's surmising that maybe the reason we haven't moved on Noah Lang is because Bielsa prefers other options. And them other options would be Ryan Kent or Dan James, which, again, for a lot of Leeds fans who every time say, we need better, we can do better. Well, Bielsa doesn't think so. So there you have it. There you have it. And he knows what he's talking about, right? Then next question. Bielsa was spotted leaving the Etihad early in the week with the translator by his side. Do you have anything to share on what he was doing there? Plain and simple answer, guys. It's a bit boring, but it was a Premier League managers meeting. We're all thinking he's signing Yangel Herrera. He's getting Bernardo Silva. Turns out it was a managers meeting, so he had to be there. So there's nothing in it, guys. Bielsa was then asked... Bielsa? We're not speaking to Bielsa. I wish. Phil here was then asked, what's your opinion on Poveda? It feels like he's arrived with a lot of promise, and whilst obviously still being very young, doesn't necessarily feel like the man to turn to from the bench, you know? And Phil said Bielsa was asked about him yesterday and didn't really comment, but it feels as though Poveda's standing has slipped a bit. We'll have to wait and see. And Leeds United Live actually, you know, reported on the fact he wasn't in training either. He hasn't been seen in the under-23, so it begs the question, I wonder what's happening with Poveda. I don't know, but I get the impression Poveda could be, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not shy. I don't think he'd take any rubbish. And I'm not saying any other players would, but if he's not happy about a certain situation, I see him be the one being like, nah, I'm not having that, bro. Do you know what I mean? And could be, look, I'm just surmising, I'm just guessing. Maybe he's not happy at the current situation of where he lies in the football imperial. He's moved on from a number of clubs as well. He's played at some big clubs, Barca, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brentford, you know. and he's never found a home. But it's quite interesting. We'll have to wait and see what's going on with Poveda because, as I say, he isn't around at the moment. Someone then asked him about Matheus Cunha. He says, is there any chance in that at all? And Phil says, every time we ask about Cunha, we're told no. It was the same with Nandez. Lang is different, though. No one denies that Orta has been monitoring him. Okay, so he thinks there's more chance of us getting Noah Lang. Matheus Cunha seems far-fetched, according to Phil. Same with Nandez. The figures that are banded about, you know, it makes sense, to be honest. Phil went on to say, it is worth saying there are lots of quality players in Europe who you can scratch from any list at Leeds. Some are too expensive, but many just aren't what Bielsa wants in terms of skill set, regardless of talent or reputation. He's extremely particular about that. So while you might think Cunha would be perfect, you shouldn't be shocked if he took a totally different view. Leeds tried to offer him Glenn Murray and Billy Sharp during the promotion running, proven goal scorers, and he wasn't interested in either. And that was that first season, guys. That was that first season he was offered, you know, because Bamford wasn't really firing. He was offered Glenn Murray and Billy Sharp. They possibly, you know, would have got us over the line because they score goals. And he said no, because they don't fit the bill, whereas other managers would have said yeah. So we have to remember that as well. Although we're sold on a Cunha, Bielsa's not like that, you know. Much like the Lang, it's quite interesting to hear that Orta's massive on Lang and Bielsa maybe is a bit like, no, I'd prefer Ken or a James. He was then asked specifically about James or Ryan Kent, and he said, my gut feeling is that Bielsa would prefer Kent or James. But whether Leeds will do any of them, or whether when it comes to Bielsa, it will actually insist on any of them, it's really difficult to tell. So we know this winger situation. If there's a chance, we'll do it. We know Kent will probably be available now that Rangers are knocked out of the Champions League. Dan James, maybe they hold on to him towards the end of the window. You know, and when asked about who would Bielsa prefer out of James, Kent or Lang, he thinks it's James or Kent. You know, if Bielsa really wants them and feels that we need them, he'll push it and they'll probably give him it. But if he's happy with the current state of the squad, which he stated yesterday, maybe we don't make no moves at all. You know, we'll have to wait and see. He was then said with Ryan Kent, if he was offered at the right price, do you think they would go for it? I imagine it will be a position we look at next summer, but if the player we want comes available now, it may as well be done. Also, Costa following Valencia on Instagram. Anything in that? And he says, at the right price, I'm sure Bielsa would be interested. But Rangers have been talking about 20 million, and Leeds wouldn't be keen to stretch to that. He didn't really then touch on, he didn't really answer the Costa to Valencia situation, which I found a little bit interesting. Maybe there's something in that. We'll have to wait and see. But that brings us close to all the key talking points from Phil Hayes' article yesterday. The key ones being, for me, it's clear Bielsa still wants James or Kent. They are the number two. Lewis O'Brien, I believe, you know, we will get done. Whether we'll match the 8 million in the end, we'll have to wait and see. Huddersfield clearly playing hardball. Orta, massive on Lang. Bielsa, maybe not so. James and Kent. James or Kent, isn't it? Dan James or Kent. We'll have to wait and see. But that's a big update. So, yeah, expect O'Brien in the door and then maybe James or Kent. As I say, Rangers wanting 20 million, maybe that drops significantly once you start throwing cash at them. Dan James could come available even on loan with a view to a permanent. If Rashford comes back, fine. If they're all right, I think they're sending Diallo out on loan. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Maybe we do the deal after we've played Manchester United. Again, we will have to wait and see. But loads in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And listen, I hope you enjoyed the football today as well. I cannot wait. Make sure you join me if you can on the Don Robbie YouTube channel as well. The link is in the description. Have a great day. Fingers crossed we can pick up all 3 points. I will do a reaction video to that. That'll drop Sunday, the final word. But that's it from me today. Enjoy the day. Those that are going, those that are watching wherever, just have a great day. Hopefully we can pick up 3 points, and I'll see you in a bit now. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Come on, Leeds!